This video is brought to you by the FARMER-KLEIN YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at
Mazowszany.
this map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Let's read a little bit of the description. It says, welcome to
Mazowszany.
This is a Polish map with modern Polish climate, 2 farms, 55 fields, 11 sell points. You will see more after downloading the map, is what the map author says. So with that, let's just go ahead and jump on in. Now, as you have seen probably from the map preview slide, this map is indeed seasons prepared with a seasons mask. This map does not have a custom soil map. So if you play with precision farming, you will be using the generic soil map. Let's go ahead and load on in. I have to say, I have not counted, but I have to think that the Polish map category has to be the most populous category in the Giants mod hub as far as maps at this point, because we have definitely had our fair share of Polish maps. There we go. Let's go ahead and load on in. And we start here at 6:30 in the morning. It is a little bit dark, so let's just go ahead and speed up the clock a little bit. Let's get a little bit of sunshine going on. I will say that I loaded this map up with seasons. That's what I do usually when I take a look around the map before I record these videos. And the grass between the fields and here at the farm and all over the place is a very weird white or silvered color. If you load up in seasons in early spring, it's kind of weird. It's not, there's no snow on the ground. It's just like the grass is white. It's really, really odd. Any rate, we load on in here at the main farm, and we do have a sleep trigger here with the little house icon. And let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. This is a small map, so you can see the playable area here. We zoom on out, you'll see the standard size map here within this green square. So she is a small map, maybe about 25% the size of a normal map. If we take a look at the lands area, we see we have the main farm here right smack in the middle of the map. Field 23, which is 1.1 acres, $28,000. Field 47, which is 1 acre, $7,250. And then we have the main farm, which is $27,760. Now, there is another farm over here, an Arable Farm, that is $32,800. Biogas plant can be bought for $17,400. And then we have the kind of unbuyables. See if I can pick that. That is $830,000. We have a kind of a large forested area up here north of Field 2, $220,000. We also have a forested area down here by the Sawmill for $673,000. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how that, well, before we do that, we have all of our standard crops available to us here on Farm Sim 19, as well as rye and triticale. So this is a multi-fruit map for those that are interested in that. Now let's go over here and check out the default soil map and see how it maps out on these particular fields. So you can see that we have quite the mix of sandy loam, loamy sand, and loam. No real silty clay, just a little sliver of that up here, the north of 9, 10, and 11. But overall, a lot of sandy loam toward the middle of the map. If we take a look at our sell points, we have 2 main sell points for the bulk of our grain crops. We do have a unique sell point for potatoes and sugar beets. We have 1 sell point for eggs, a sell point for milk, a sell point for our cotton and wool. We also have the sawmill for our wood chips. We have 2 locations to sell silage, hay, straw, and grass. should we not happen to own the biogas plant. We have our rye and triticale here. And then we also have 2 places to sell our pellets if we do happen to play with the straw harvest mod. Now we start out with a very minimal list of equipment, but these fields aren't that big. You're not going to need a lot of stuff. All of it is new, well maintained. None of it is leased. We do not have any cows at the beginning, and we do have contracts available on the map. Let's take a look at our starting equipment. Start out with the Case Magnum CVX 115 and the New Holland T6 125. So our tractor's range in horsepower from 125 to 145 horsepower with a Bison Super Z056 harvester that is paired with, of course, the Z056H corn or grain header. We have the TDK 1600 trailer and the Colmer L300 cultivator, D830 seeder. We have a couple weights. And then we move into the Placeables, which is just a bunker silo and the sleep trigger. So with that said, I loaded this map up in Farm Manager, and all of the field buildings were here as they are now in new farmer mode. And we start with our equipment. There are no custom animal areas or miscellaneous. Do have one custom bunker silo option and no custom sheds. We do have the buyable sleep trigger. So the bulk of our equipment is going to be found inside of these sheds here. This is also our farm silo. We have our dump station here and our farm silo out pipe right here on the side. There we have our harvester and then our Case tractor. There we have the manure pile for our cows. We have our water trough. We use the animal pen extension mod, which is what gives us the blue pipes here. And that helps us locate, 1, the water trough, and 2, it helps us see if the map happens to have custom support for the animal pen extension mod. Inside of here, we have our food trough and our straw trigger. Now, this is interesting. This is our slurry pickup. This is where we're going to pick up our slurry from. Our milk trigger is right there, and we also use the animal pen extension mod, and that is what puts up this Lily milk sales machine. If you play with this mod, you can basically position this machine anywhere you want, and then have the ability to have automatic milk sales. And then we have the animal delivery trigger, 50 cows in this particular pen. Let's go ahead and check and see what the food requirements are. Pretty standard requirements for this area. And guys, that is the main farm for the most part. There is the silage bunker here around the corner. Right here, you'll see we do have the trigger. So there you go. That's where we have our sellable silage bunker. Get a little bit of altitude here and just take a quick look around. So as you can see, we have our typical Polish map. We have our long, narrow fields, our longer than wide fields. I will say that you see those power towers. They do indeed have collisions. So if they are in your field, you will have to avoid those, or your hired helpers will be avoiding them with quite a bit of buffer. So this is the big forested area to the north. It's got a bit of a grass kind of area there in the middle. And then the factory is outside the playable bounds. The road is basically the map border at this point. Several of our sell points are directly below. In fact, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sell points directly below, as well as a lime area. We have our animal dealer. The Arable Farm is just below here. You see off in the distance, we have our sawmill or wood chip sell point. We have our biogas plant. We also have a fuel and milk trigger directly below there. Just rotate around, you can see the scale of the whole map. We have our start farm directly in front of us at this point. We have another one of our grain sell points below. And then these fields, they are outside the playable bounds. They're just there for decorative purposes. And then directly below us, we have the shop. So a New Holland dealership, and here we have our shop trigger. And we can see where our vehicles spawn in at here. We do have a fairly large area for the vehicles spawn to come in. We have our shop workshop here. So we have our buy, sell, trade, and repair trigger right here at the workshop. I do like the map because it does have, let me get outside the area here. We do have custom icons for the workshop. I do like that. Well, let's get the gate open here. We'll head on down here to the Southern Grain Sell Point. Boy, these guys could use some lawn care, I think. We have one of the grain sell points. Now the road directly to our right here, it looks like it's going to head straight back to the main farm. So that would be a nice shortcut way to get over to this particular sell point. And then the field to our left is also outside of playable bounds. You see we run right into the invisible wall. While it is a small map, it is not short on details. I do like those details that we're seeing here. These dying or diseased trees. The pond back there with the sailboats. We'll go ahead and turn left here and check out the sawmill. So here we have our sawmill. We have our log sell point. We have our wood chip sell point. Then across the street, we have the biogas plant. But before we go on in there, here we have the fuel station for the map. And around the corner, we have the milk sell point. Now, this is a pretty tight corner to get into the biogas. So you're going to be coming in here. This really isn't a map for large stuff anyway. You're going to be coming in here with some modest size trucks or trailers. So we have our digester. We have our digestate out point. And then we have our two smaller-ish silage bunkers, trigger 1 and trigger number 2. Now the biogas plant does come with one or both of these fields. It's a little hard to tell from the viable land sometime. You want to hold on? I want to come back because we have our spinnery. A spinnery is just outside the main farm. So if we do have sheep, there aren't sheep on the map unless you put them down. But if you do buy sheep, you bring them here, and this is the, well, this is the questionable place where they're going to want to accept your wool. But I do like the fact that we do have a sell point for wool, even though we do not have wool on the map by default. It does allow players that want to put sheep down have a way of getting rid of their wool. You know, we've seen in the past maps that don't have sheep or don't have chickens or whatever, and then they don't put down a sell point for, you know, let's say eggs because they don't have a chicken coop. But that's not saying that someone else might not want to put down a chicken coop. So in here we have the Arable Farm. This does not include any animal areas, but we do have an arable farm here. We have our silo out pipe right here. And we have our silo dump station right there. A fair bit of storage sheds for vehicles, equipment, and the like. So if you don't want the cow farm, you can always sell that and move your place over here. With the buyable or the sellable sleep trigger, you can sell the sleep trigger that comes with the map and put your own down. Trying egg sell point, yeah. Oh, we just went right past it. Didn't even see it. So there we have our egg sell point. So this particular resident wants to buy our eggs, should we have any. Again, there's no chickens on the map by default, but if we want to put some down, we do have a place to offload our eggs, just like we have a place to offload our wool if we put sheep down. Now, I know this might be the kiss of death for some players and this map, but here we have the animal dealer. And yes, indeed, the animal dealer does indeed have static animals. Here we have the animal dealer. And then we'll just kind of walk through here. So this area, we have a ton of sell points and buy points. We have our bulk lime buy point right here. We have a potato sell point right there. We have the barn for silage, hay, straw, and grass right there. We have a sugar beet sell point right here. And then we have our grain dump sell point right there. So guys, that is...
Mazowszany.
Let me know in the comments, what do you think of the map? Do you like it? Do you not like it? I think it's pretty cool. You know, it's not the biggest map. It's not the greatest map, but I do think it is pretty darn cool. A little map with a whole lot of detail packed on in. Like I said, let me know in the comments, what do you think of this as compared to maybe some of the other Polish maps that we have seen as of late. And until next time, happy farming.